There are many sources you will come across, especially when writing an academic paper, that don't have an easy Bluebook citation to copy. Outside research in social sciences or economics might be relevant to your paper topic, or there may be current awareness sources like blogs, newspaper articles, or press releases that discuss the cutting edge of legal research where case law or law review articles haven't caught up yet. Rule 18 covers a number of online sources and has changed with the 22nd edition of the Bluebook. The addition of new rules means that they have been renumbered. In addition to the Internet, electronic databases, and microform, it covers AI-generated content, social media, and hardware and software. Some of the names of the rules, like electronic storage media, videographic media, audio recordings and streaming, and images, have been renamed. In this video, we will focus on the Internet and AI-generated content. If you need help with other forms of online sources, you can always contact the Research Center. Rule 18.2.1 covers some general principles of citing Internet sources. These are just some things to keep in mind when determining whether and how you should use Rule 18. First, if your online source has a print version, you can cite as though your version is the print copy. For example, say you access the Florida statutes through the Online Sunshine website. You can cite the statute without the URL of the website because an official copy of the Florida statutes exists in print. The exception to this is when the print source is so obscure as to be practically unavailable, or if the URL will substantially improve access to the source. Remember, the purpose of a Bluebook citation is to help find the source. When using a URL in the citation, make sure to have an archived URL or store the file and note where the file is stored. Web-based sources generally need an author, title, the date and time, and a URL. When there is no clear author, omit the information from the citation. However, if there is an institutional author available, use that. Do not list the institutional author if it would be clear from the domain name. If a web page does not have a title, you can create your own descriptive title. If the web source has a date and time marked, use that in the source. If the source is undated, use the date and time of the last time you visited the source. Aside from providing an archived URL or storage location, there are a few things you should keep in mind about URLs. First, try to use the short version. Second, if the URL is extremely long or requires the user to fill out a form, use the root URL. Use a clarifying parenthetical if a form is required. Finally, sometimes the source is available in a version with pagination or other attributes of a printed work, and another does not. Use the URL of the version that has the attributes of a printed work. The 22nd edition of the Bluebook added a rule on how to cite AI-generated content. The first part of this rule covers the output of large language models. LLMs are things like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Westlaw AI-assisted research. When using AI, take screenshots of the output and save it as a PDF. The citation requires the name of the person who created the prompt, the AI model, the exact text of the prompt in quotation marks, the date the prompt was submitted in parentheses, and where the PDF screenshot of the output is stored. The second part of the rule on AI-generated content applies to search engine results. This could be a list of cases from Westlaw or Lexis, or a list of results from Google or Bing. The citation requires the name of the search engine, the exact text of the query in quotation marks, the number of results, the date of the search, and a parenthetical noting where the screenshot of the output as a PDF is stored. If you applied any filters in your search, provide that as a second parenthetical and make sure the number of results provided in your citation matches the number after the filters are applied. The final part of Rule 18.3 is other forms of AI-generated content. This means things like images and videos. To cite the AI version of these, use the normal relevant Bluebook rule and note parenthetically which AI model was used to create the content. If the Bluebook rule requires an author, use the name of the person who created the prompt. If no author is needed or you don't know the author, omit the name. For guidance on the specific use of electronic databases, see the above rules. You may think that if you provide a URL, then the author, title, and dates don't matter much. They say nothing is ever truly gone from the internet, but it can be very difficult to find a link once it breaks. Librarians call this link rot, and it has become a problem with academic publishing in the last few years. Perma is a service that is designed to keep links in legal periodicals fresh. According to recent research, approximately 70% of all links in citations published between 1999 and 2011 no longer point to the same material. Keep that in mind as you are writing. Evaluate the source you are citing to make sure you have a solid link that won't be gone by the time your paper is submitted. Anyone who has had to subcite a law review article knows how painful a broken link can be. In the next video, we'll discuss citing to foreign laws.